Yes, welcome back to the Sports Show. Time to talk athletics. So we thought we'd get a...
I'm an old athlete.
I'm not even going to touch that one, I'll tell you right now. Caitlin Adams is our special guest. Caitlin, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Cross-country running, 5,000, 10,000 metres, it just doesn't sound attractive, no matter how you want to dress it up, on, especially now we're in winter. For you, let's talk about how did you start getting into distance running?
Yeah, so initially, I just started getting into a few inter-school cross-country races, then that turned into a few athletics races as well, and then ended up going to a few competitions locally in Adelaide as well, and yeah, it just all went from there. I realised that I had a bit of a talent for it and really enjoyed that sort of thing.
Is it a family thing? Is it, you got family that runs?
They like to think they do.
But... okay.
Not at that level.
No, I did.
They're plotters.
Yeah.
They're plotters. Yeah. Okay.
No, I have had a few relatives that have been into sport, and my grandpa in particular played SANFL. So I guess that's where I got a bit of talent from. But in terms of my parents, yeah, they played a bit of local footy and netball. But yeah, that was the furthest they went with their career. No runners.
So you just adopted it virtually from school. You just thought, well, okay, I'm not bad at this, so I might have a...
Yeah, like I said, it just started from a few inter-school events, and I thought, yeah, I'm all right at this, so I'll continue with it, and kind of deterred away from that normal like netball and basketball thing that you do in the country, so I thought I'd try something different.
Okay, from Wallaroo to Kadina to Adelaide to Switzerland.
Yeah.
This year at the Uni Games, where you ran really well. What was the course like?
Very fatiguing. So they had us starting on a soccer pitch, which was quite nice, and then they put most of the course on a horse trotting track. So you had to really look out for all the divots and make sure you didn't roll your ankle. A few girls went down during the race. They also had a few logs to jump over and little BMX hills that we had to run up and down. So 10Ks of that was pretty interesting, but luckily I've got a pretty good aerobic base behind me, so...
You dodge a few cowpats as well. You have to dodge them. those tracks. You do.
Yeah, you do.
With the tracks that you run on, you would, because they're like land. They're like open land.
Yeah, that's essentially what we were running on. But they had it pretty well maintained for the race. So it was good.
Well, you talked about your aerobic capacity. So part of your study at the moment, human movement. We were talking about that before we came on air. Can you draw from your study to help you with your training?
Definitely, like it just does provide a bit of insight and a bit of background knowledge as to why my program is set out the way it is and why I do certain things, especially in regards to strength and conditioning and how to properly perform certain exercises, or I guess certain things like sports nutrition, as well as being able to complete a VO2 max at uni and not have to pay for that. So doing that within exercise physiology. So it all interplays really well.
Most athletes are concerned about the fuel that they put into their body to run, to compete, be it AFL, be it NBL. But for you, it becomes really specific. So with your training, let's talk about your training load for a week.
Yeah.
Give us a brief Monday to Friday, what that would be like for you.
At the moment, during winter season, which is predominantly road and cross country, I am logging like a few Ks per week. So it's
what
definitely...
do you call a few Ks?
About 130 Ks
That's a few Ks, a few Ks. What were you thinking for a few days?
I was thinking 2.
2 or 3, yeah.
Well, that's mine.
So about 130 Ks that you're logging. What would be the biggest distance in that week?
So Sunday long run would be the biggest distance. So that's about 20 to 21 Ks at a fairly easy pace. Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays are again that slow long run recovery. Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays we do sessions.
So you get up in the morning, Sunday, you say Sunday's a tough day?
Yeah,
you get up in the morning, Sunday, open the curtains, ooh. It's a bit black out there and it's raining a little bit.
Still get out there.
We're still running anyway. Yeah.
But you have to, don't you?
Yeah, we have to. And it's good that we've got a great group of people to run with. So we all meet up, for example, on the weekend it was raining, but we got to Belair National Park and did the long run, and we managed to run without any like rain and that sort of thing. So you just tick it off.
You've got another uni games coming up, haven't you? Italy?
That's a goal in the long run, definitely. So next year in July, the World Uni Athletics Games is in Italy. So hopefully with a good winter season behind me this season and then getting back into the athletics season, I can get some qualifiers in the 5,000 and the 10,000 metres to get to that event. That's
Best
the
time
goal.
so far. Best time so far in 5,000.
16:08.
Wow.
Yeah,
and
16 minutes. 33:55.
No, that's
What
around
do you
my
reckon?
time.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, for 400 metres. Hey, okay, just going back for a minute, we talk about the winter now because that's what we're in, but obviously you've got to run in the summer cross country. And as soon as you mentioned Belair National Park, I know why I'm thinking snakes. I'm thinking there's got to be at some stage where you're running tracks that...
Yeah.
Have you come across any?
Not yet,
Been lucky.
touch wood. So
Yeah.
there's definitely plenty of kangaroos and emus, and that shocks us a little bit when you're running past and something moves in the bushes. But no, I haven't seen a snake yet. So hopefully
I am prepared to
like
say
that.
the scariest moment in my career running-wise was running in Canberra. I was running one night, and a kangaroo came out of the bush, and it just scared the living bejesus out. I've never forgotten that. So I imagine for you guys, even though you can see it, it's still a big animal that comes out.
It's
At
Massive animal. Massive animal. I've hit one. They are massive. They are serious.
Caitlin just drops the shoulder and keeps running, of
That's
course.
what I mean.
World Championships, Olympic Games, obviously they're on the radar for you. When you talk about a time and the way you're progressing, you think you're on track for a chance?
Definitely for my age, and I mean I've had a lot of improvement in the last 12 months, which I just put down to really consistent training. And being out there with the group, with Team Tempo, and having Adam Diddick and Andrew Beck just guiding me through that process. But definitely there's a lot of work to be done, and that is a very long-term goal that I'd really want to set my sights on. But I definitely have a few short-term goals that I want to reach before that. But in terms of times, I definitely have to chop a few seconds, or a lot of seconds off.
Yeah, he's your coach, isn't he, Adam?
Adam Diddick.
Yeah. Is it Diddick or Didak?
Diddick.
Okay, so it's not. When I did read that, I thought there might be a related to the Didak that played footy because they're both from the same area, but you don't know that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Alan Didak was the footballer.
Yeah.
Mate, it
Adam
can't always
Didak
be
is
about
your
footy,
coach.
mate. It can't always be
but
back to footy.
as soon as I
Do you
saw
get
that
sick of hearing about footy all the time?
No, it's a
mate,
very
don't.
rare name.
It is.
It's not a name you see a lot of. And given they were from the same area, I thought, well, it might be related,
Hey, just quickly before we go, you talked about your workload being a lot and staying healthy now, injury-free. Any aches and pains yet, or nothing yet?
No, like I've been pretty good with, recovery and rehabilitation and that sort of thing. I did have, like back in 2016, a little bit of plantar fasciitis, but was managed to overcome that. So I'm just pretty smart with how I run and how I'm feeling, and not doing too much if I'm not feeling great. So.
Yeah. Baz and I are really smart with our running. We don't do it. So there's
No,
no injuries
we're
at all for either
extremely
one of us.
smart.
Hey, Caitlin, it was terrific of you to come in. We'll follow with interest, and hopefully we'll get to catch you before you go to Italy. And,
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Your times are all good.
Fingers crossed.
Caitlin, our special guest. Stay with us. A bit more to come on the show.